Today, I'd like to discuss something that's been on my mind quite a bit, and that's the topic of emotions, specifically for men who are aiming to connect with their natural biology of being strong, resilient, stoic, masculine men. And how do emotions play into all of this? And just like many things out in the world, I think the swinging of the pendulum has really impacted men negatively in both ways, right? So let's talk about the more traditional masculine mindset, right? Hold your emotions in. Don't show it to anybody. Don't even feel your emotions because it can be painful to feel your emotions. And just suck it up, suck it in, suck it up, suck it in. And, show up with whatever you're dealing with. Don't talk about it. Don't discuss it. Don't even really let yourself go in there because there's a shame around having the emotion itself. And there's something in that which isn't fully healthy because even though we are men and we're masculine men, we still have emotions. It's part of being human, having emotions, feeling angry when shit hits the fan, feeling frustrated when you can't resolve something, feeling turned off and distant when you're not being respected. There's so many things which men feel, and because we're humans, it's okay to feel that. And I do think when feminism came along and all of this toxic masculinity came along, there was a little bit of the right direction towards men needing to build emotional intelligence. Let me break that down real quick. Somebody like, wait, I thought this is the masculinity channel. Why is this guy talking about men being more emotional? I'm not talking about that. I'm saying that men have always needed to be more emotionally intelligent. I think one of the reasons we've had a disconnect with women over the last 30, 40 years is because men have a difficult time understanding the language of women. The language of women is very emotional. The language of women is very felt. It's all about senses and sensing things and sensations. It's all about energy. And because men have been, both by biological design, but also by conditioning, only been up in the mind, thinking, logical, all of those things, not only has it pushed away the connection between men and women, because now men are only trying to speak the language of men, logic, analysis, etc. And we're not even trying to understand the language of women. And what kind of man are you if you're not going to build the competence to understand the other gender, right? And I think building emotional intelligence was always something necessary. So the ability to feel your emotions, know what action to take or decisions to make based off of the sensations in your body, what you're feeling. Doesn't mean you always follow those sensations. It doesn't mean you always follow those emotions. You don't use them as a guide, right? Because they can take you in roller coaster directions. Not good for leadership, not good for building society, not good for building companies. That's why, in general, the masculine is better for building our society and our system because it's logical and discerning beyond emotions, right? Doesn't mean you don't feel them, though. So we'll call it old school man from 40 to 60 years ago, he didn't even know how to feel his emotions at all. Or if he did feel them, he'd push them away because emotions equals bad, right? This is bad. This makes me soft. This makes me weak. But no, it actually makes you very strong because knowing your emotions heightens awareness. Knowing when you're frustrated and what action you might take from frustration and choosing a different action. Knowing when you're feeling love and instead of softening and weakening to it, you can ground it and you can lead into love instead of fall into love. And just so many different examples. With anger, you can choose to turn that anger into action. Being aware of your emotions is a superpower. Being a slave to your emotions is emasculating and weak. That's the distinction I want to make. So let's talk about that, right? We have the old school man who completely suppressed his emotions, who didn't even always know his emotions, and that always would come out in things like depression, things like, a man not being seen, things like drinking, alcohol, sex with prostitutes, et cetera, et cetera. It always comes out in weird ways because when you suppress your emotions as a man and you have no awareness of them, what happens is you start to go on autopilot. You start to operate from reactivity. doing things that are not even for your best interest, doing things that are not even aligned with what you want. So men who really suppress their emotions, and I've been there, I've been this man, it comes out in weird ways. You start to operate out of your integrity. You start to operate out of your character, and you start doing things that you don't even want to do. Like, why did I do that? That was so stupid. That was a mistake. Because that's what comes from suppression. Suppression leads to disconnection. When you suppress emotions, you disconnect from yourself. So now you're operating blindly in the world, doing things reactively, impulsively, rashly, but they're not even what you want. And they don't bring good outcomes. So now the man who's suppressed his emotions fully becomes a man who's not really aware of what he does or why he does it. And that's very disempowering. So your ability to execute on your goals, your ability to manifest your vision, your ability to have a vision of something and make it happen, that all goes out the window because you're suppressing these emotions and you're acting out of character, out of your true nature, and just messing up all the time and doing things that you regret. So when feminism came along and the whole toxic masculinity thing came along, it led that when men are more connected to their emotions, it's a good thing. That was the idea. And to some degree, that's good, accurate. And to some degree, like everything else, the pendulum has swung too far to the other side. So in the 90s, 2000s, 2010s, and this decade, you have a rise of the nice guy, the overly emotional guy, overly connected with his heart, overly connected with his emotions. And this man has become very weak and very dangerous. A lot of the violence you see happening out in the United States of America is because of this nice guy, this overly identified with his heart man who's feeling his feelings all the time, who's following his feelings, or taking his feelings as truth. Men are not designed to fully be in our emotions the way women are. The feminine energy has been designed to feel emotions, to express them, to let them rage, to let them through, to move them, to express them at 100%. The masculine was designed to feel them and process them and use them as information for more logical decision making. So you still need to feel them, right? You don't want to completely suppress them. But when you're constantly identifying with your emotions, it can lead to a lot of self-sabotage. And I'll be honest, in my men's groups, this is something a point I make to the guys all the time, that I see we're in a generation of men who over-identifies with their emotions. They feel something and they think that they need to take action to feel more of it. Or they feel something and they think they need to take action to not feel that, if it's a negative or a bad feeling, right? They feel something, they feel like they need to feel more and more of it to express it, to get rid of it. And in small containers, in psychology practices, it's good to feel it, express it, and release it. I do that all the time. But it's not the way you should be living your overall lifestyle as a man. When you're constantly in your emotions, you're in the negative pole of masculinity. So you're in this spiral that continues of a roller coaster of emotions, and it sends most men on a downward spiral. I can't tell you the number of men I know who feel their emotions and feel like it's a truth. Their emotions are telling them the truth. So they start to build an identity off of their emotions. Or they start listening to their emotions, saying, I have to do this because I feel this way. Or they're always chasing a feeling or a desire or a want or a need. And this feminizes men. And I'll tell you why it feminizes men. Because we were designed energetically to be in our gut and in our balls. We were not designed to hold awareness too much in our heart. So when we're feeling all the time, I call it toxic empathy. Always in empathy, always in feeling, always in not trying to hurt, ask for permission, seek approval, be nice, get a pat on the back. What's happening when we're doing that is we're over-identifying with our heart. Modern men have too much empathy. Empathy is good, but too much empathy can lead to weakness. Too much compassion can lead to weakness. Too much love can lead to weakness. Too much feeling in general can lead to weakness. And modern men have gone to the other side of the fence from not feeling anything and operating from the subconscious autopilot way of deep emotional suppression to now extreme and excessive emotional expression, which is coming out in the forms of weakness, softness, inability to have masculine leadership, inability to have masculine frame, inability to speak your truth, own your power. There's just so many negative consequences that have come from the modern man being overly identified with his emotions, because it's not a man's natural state to be over-identified with his heart. His heart and his emotional intelligence give him information, And then he uses his calmness, his stoicism, his groundness to make decisions off of that information, which is the emotion. Sometimes it's listening to the emotion. Sometimes it's going to the opposite side of the emotion. Sometimes it's something in between. But a masculine man can listen to it, know it, ground it, and make a logical and conscious decision off of that emotion. So we talked about the man who suppresses his emotions to an extreme. We talked about a man who feels, identifies, and expresses his emotion to an extreme. Both of these extremes are not the answers for modern men. What's the answer is something in the middle. Usually, for most things, we as human beings tend to go to the extremes, but the real answer that will help give you what you need, is typically in the middle. And in this case, what I've discovered from my years of emotional training to heal myself from chronic illness and now become the best man I can be is a true masculine man is not always feeling his emotions, not caught up in the emotional roller coaster, not shifting his identity, his ways of thinking, his beliefs constantly based on his feelings. That's not masculine. That's feminized. But it's also not masculine to be feeling nothing because it makes you inhuman. It makes you not human to be feeling nothing. And now your mind is excessively ruminating, overthinking, overanalyzing. And what happens then is we tend to take unconscious actions, unconscious behaviors, unconscious autopilot, and do things that aren't even what we want, who we are, aligned with our goals. We just do things out of reactivity, out of impulse, out of compulsiveness. And that's not masculine either, right? Reactivity is a form of femininity. So if you think about it, the two archetypes that the modern man has been facing is basically, do they want to be in the overly light feminine or the overly dark feminine? The light feminine is over-identified with their heart, loving, compassionate, allowing themselves to be emasculating just to be loving and empathetic. And then there's the dark side, which is very feminine, which is reactivity, impulsiveness, not wanting to feel the feeling and then just acting out, doing something which goes against your character and your higher self and what's good for you. So the middle ground is to feel the emotion, to know the emotion, and to use it as information. So one thing I always like to say is you feel the emotion, then you turn the volume down to 25%. To know, okay, I'm feeling angry now. What do I do with this anger? Do I transmute it into taking strong action and motivating myself with this anger? Do I need to feel the rage and go and hit the boxing gym and go and scream at a pillow? Or do I need to calm the anger? For different situations, it might be one of those three different scenarios. The same goes with even the opposite, with love, right? In love, okay, I'm feeling love for this person. Does that mean I just need to completely fall in love? Does that mean I need to actually ground the feelings of love and the chemicals and lead this person, lead this woman because I love her and I don't want to let her down by being too much of my own feelings and I want to be a strong leader? Or does this love mean, whatever it means to you, but it doesn't mean you always just act on the love, right? A lot of weak men are just, okay, I have to give more of my heart, I have to give more of my heart. A lot of disconnected men are saying, oh, love is bad, it's threatening, I'm going to get hurt by it, I cannot feel any love. And the middle ground is to feel it, but to know what to do. Okay, let me become a stronger leader, let me make more money for my family, let me start planning a future, let me start planning experiences together. And if you can ground that love into action, into decisive action, into discernment of what it means and what would be the best response that would bring the best results, then you're being a masculine man. And that's really how in 2026 we can really integrate ourselves to be more masculine as men when we know how to feel our emotions, we know how to see our emotions. The emotions are flowing in and out at all times. We're not holding them in so they're not coming out in random, weird, creepy ways, but we're also not feeling them so much where we're now becoming soft, weak, and disconnected from our masculinity. When you can let them come in and out in every moment of the day, you're open to feeling all emotions, but you're not trying to hold on or latch on to any of them. Then you start to identify them. Okay, this is anger, this is sadness, this is love, this is lack of self-worth, this is self-doubt, whatever the emotion is. And let it flow in and out, and also use it as information to make higher level decisions. Okay, I'm angry, so this is what I need to do right now. I need to not listen to the anger, and I need to do this to bring a better result. I'm feeling love, so this is what I need to do. I'm feeling victimhood, so this is what I need to do. And when you don't become a product of your emotions, but you also don't completely suppress your emotions, then you have power over your emotions. then you know which of your emotions are coming from deeper truth and which of your emotions are coming from past woundings, past pain, and past trauma. A lot of emotions come from our past and our inability to deal with them. So now that you can see your emotions, turn the volume down to 25% and identify them, but actually take it to a conscious level to take action based on what's best and what's right instead of just how you feel. Now you're becoming a masculine man. Now you're using the ability to feel your emotions, ground your emotions, and have emotional intelligence to know what they mean and what to do with them, whether you should act on them, or you should completely act away from them, or again, some balance in the middle. That's when you have power. That's when you're able to have influence. And that's when you can never be a victim to your life by not being on emotional roller coasters, and also by not suppressing it so much where it comes out in toxic behaviors and disconnected behaviors. So, gentlemen, let's get out of the extremes here. Let's get it out of the, I need to feel everything, and let's get out of the, I need to feel nothing. Where can you actually be so connected with yourself where you can allow yourself to observe every emotion that comes through, ground it, and take higher level decision making on what's best for you? I'd like you to chat in the comments about how this might be showing up for you, how emotions might be completely running your life, or how a suppression of emotions might be completely running your life. And we can talk about how you can move through it more in the comments section. If you learned something in this video, feel free to check out the links below to join the Meta Mastery journey. You can learn more about our Masculine Mastery Method, full masculine transformation program. You can learn more about our masculine dating school community, or join one of our men's groups. I'll see you in the next video.